Nobody lives forever. We're all going to reach the northern terminus in our life, and our hike will be over. Some of us are on long distance trails in our life, and others, sad to say, are on shorter trails. But all of us are going to reach the end of our journey here on this earth. But I think there's some ways that we can extend our journey. And so I want you to sit up straight, listen carefully, and stay tuned while I tell you some ideas about how to hike in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and hopefully even beyond that. So stay tuned. If you're new to my channel, I'm the Hiking Rev, and I've been hiking and backpacking since 1995. After having spent 41 years in the ministry, I retired from pastoring in 2017 to spend more time enjoying the great outdoors. The aim of my channel is to take you along with me on my backpacking and hiking trips. I also want to provide tips, reviews, and help on the subject of hiking, backpacking, through hiking, and just all things outdoors. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and be sure and hit the notification bell. I often quote that line from the Shawshank Redemption.
I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living, or get busy dying.
Now, you and I have a choice. We can either roll over and die, or we can try our best to keep hiking on. Like I said, in our 60s, 70s, 80s, and hopefully even beyond. So I'm going to give you some things that'll help you to at least try to extend our hiking career. The first thing is to get a sports watch or a smart watch. There's so many statistics and helpful things that are recorded on your watch as you hike that'll be very, very helpful. I personally have a Garmin Instinct, and it records things like my heart rate, steps per minute, distance, the time traveled, elevation, just all kinds of different statistics that'll help you determine whether your hike was successful or not. It doesn't have to be expensive, but the more statistics you can record, the better you'll be able to analyze your hike. Before you go on a hike, be sure and consult with your doctor. There are all kinds of tests that you can take to determine whether you're going to have some problems physically when you get out on the trail. In 2021, 8 months after I completed the Pacific Crest Trail, I had a heart attack, and it was discovered that I had 3 blockages in my right coronary artery, and I'm sure that I had those 3 blockages while I was hiking the Pacific Crest Trail. It's a wonder I didn't have a heart attack while I was out on the trail. That would have cut my hike short. But I'm sure if I would have consulted with a doctor before I started my hike, he could have given me some tests and determined that I was walking around with blocked arteries. I often say that age is just a number, and a lot of people use their age as a deterrent to keep from hiking in their latter years. But the only thing I believe that will keep you from successfully hiking is your health. A couple of tests that your doctor could give you to determine any kind of heart problems would be a stress test or an angiogram. Next, always bring an SOS device, something that you can get a hold of emergency services out in the back country without cell service. I've carried a InReach Mini for many years out hiking, and I've never had to use it, but it was good that I had it in case I did need to use it. Now, most iPhones have what's called a satellite communications, that if you do get in trouble, you can hit the button on your iPhone, and it will communicate with a satellite up in the sky and alert emergency services that you need some help. And so that's what I carry now. You can also send text messages to your loved ones or anybody really through that satellite communications device on your iPhone. But again, you don't have to have cell service in order to call for help. Now, this one is so important, and that is train regularly. Start getting in good physical shape before you even step on the trail. Get a gym membership. There's two types of exercises that you need to do on a regular basis, and that is cardio and weights. Find a park or a forest, national forest, state forest, whatever, that has some hiking trails, and go hiking on a regular basis. I'm talking about like 3 times a week, and we're not talking about just 1 or 2 miles. People often tell me, Rev, when I do my through hike, I'll just get in shape when I get on the trail. Yeah, that's like a boxer saying, you know, I'm going to start training when I get into the ring and box with my opponent. No, what you're going to do is you're going to get knocked out the first round. Most on-trail injuries happen within the first 100 miles of a hike or through hike, whatever. But stay in good physical condition off the trail as well as on the trail. Now, when you're training and lifting weights and doing cardio and hiking out on different trails, you need a day, what I call a recovery day, to let your muscles relax and also to let your muscles recover. Another thing you need to do is to have a protein shake about an hour after you hike or work out. Get a good night's sleep. That really, really helps with your training. At night, I take magnesium to relax my body, and man, I sleep like a baby and wake up really refreshed in the morning. Now, again, I'm not a medical doctor, and so I'm not prescribing anything to you, including vitamins and supplements, but magnesium really helps your muscles to relax. It's a shame that hikers will spend thousands of dollars on the lightest gear and lightest hiking equipment. They have the best way to lighten their base weight, and that is to lose weight. Most of us could save a lot of money by not buying food for the first 7 days on trail and just live off the visceral fat that we've accumulated by being off trail. Now, along with buying a smartwatch, keep track of your heart rate. While you're in training, make sure that you exercise in the VO2 max rate. When you can't carry on a conversation, you're breathing so heavy. There's 5 heart rate zones, and when you are training for a hike, or just trying to get in good shape, you need to make sure that most of your time is spent in the zone 3, 4, and even 5 heart rate zone. The only way your exercise is going to be beneficial is if you get your heart rate elevated as much as you can. When you exercise, either lifting weights or cardio or hiking, whatever, try to breathe through your nose. You can build up your lungs and your cardio a lot better if you breathe through your nose until you can't breathe through it anymore and you have to huff and puff like I'm doing. Now, every morning, either off trail or on trail, I always stretch before I do anything else. But stretch your legs out, stretch your arms out, stretch your core out, because one thing you don't want to do is to pull a muscle, and that will really hinder your training period. Now you've trained, you've got yourself in good shape, you've lost some weight, now you're ready to go hiking. Now when you go hiking, always start off slow. Don't look at it, don't look at any hike that you're doing as a sprint, but think of it more as a marathon. It's a long, long ways to Canada when you're standing there at the southern terminus of the Pacific Crest Trail. But start off slow and build up to a good pace. And when you climb a mountain, you're going to have to reduce your pace because it's just impossible. Now, I used to do it when I was younger, fly up a mountain, not literally, but man, the older I get, I've got to slow my pace down. What we say in Oakland, you need to slow your roll. Now, I said while you're in training, you need to make sure that your heart rate is in the 3, 4, and then upwards to the 5, zone 5 heart rate zone. But while you're on trail, you need to make sure that your heart rate is in the 1, 2, and try to stay out of the 3 zone rate. On trail, as long as you're in the aerobic stage, you're doing okay. But whenever you get above the aerobic stage, then your muscles start excreting lactic acid. And that's when your muscles start aching and start burning, and at night you get cramps. I've got an alarm on my watch that when I get out of that zone 3 and going into zone 4, it goes off and it alerts me that my heart rate is getting up too high, and so I'll start slowing down, slow my roll down. There's 2 ways that you can tell whether you're hiking too fast or your pace is too fast, and that is if you breathe through your nose and all of a sudden you can't breathe through your nose and you start huffing and puffing, then you're and gasping for air, then that's when your heart rate is up too high and you need to slow your pace down. Another way you can tell if your pace is too fast or too quick, and that is if you can carry on a conversation without talking like this. Just remember this: the steeper the grade, the slower the pace, and you'll be okay. Now, this is so important, and that is when you're on trail, make sure that you cover your skin. If you're out, especially in the desert area, you can either cover your skin with clothes, like a sun hoodie, put the hood up, and to cover your ears and your somewhat of your face, or you can use sunscreen, which is what I like to use. Now, different trails are different as far as skin coverage is concerned. When I was on the PCT, I would go through a tube of sunscreen every week. When I was on the Appalachian Trail, I used some sunscreen the first day, and I still have that same tube. But you do not want to get skin cancer. You do not want to get burned real bad. And so cover your skin up while you're on a exposed trail. Use electrolytes. Instead of just drinking plain water, you can put some electrolytes in it. And I'm not going to tell you what brand to use. There's so many brands out there. Something with salt, potassium, magnesium, chloride, things like that in there. And try to stay away from the sugar kind. Now, if you get thirsty and all you do is drink water, then it will flush the electrolytes out of your body, and so you have to replace it with electrolytes. And so make sure that you have some good electrolytes and take them on a regular basis. Now, there's two things that I make sure that I carry on the trail besides my medicine, my prescriptions that I have to take. But I usually bring a big gallon bag full of protein mix and also some collagen powder. Now, as soon as you get to camp, make a protein mix. Take a scoop of protein and also a scoop of collagen powder. And within 1 hour after you stop hiking, drink that protein mix and collagen mix. Now, lastly, as soon as you finish a hike, whether it's an overnight hike, 2 or 3 or 4 day hike, or even a long distance through hike, as soon as you finish that hike, immediately start planning on another hike. I am trying to outrun the Grim Reaper. I am not going to just sit back and just wait for this old body to fall apart, but I'm going to keep going as long as I can. The Bible says that it is appointed unto man once to die, and after this, the judgment. We're not guaranteed how long we're going to live here on this earth, but as long as I'm living, as long as I'm breathing, I'm going to keep hiking. Now, I don't know about you. You can sit on the couch in your latter years if you want to and die a slow death. But I'm going to get busy living. If you enjoyed this video and it was helpful, then give me a thumbs up and perhaps maybe share it with someone. And if you've not subscribed to my channel yet, be sure and do that. I've got a lot of content that's going to be coming up, a lot of hikes that I'm going to be doing. And if you'd like to learn a little bit more about hiking, backpacking, through hiking, all things outdoors, be sure and check out the videos that are on the end screen. And until then, I'll see you down the trail.